everyone. I'm really heartbroken to report that former Highland product Billy Vigar, who currently plays for Chichester in non-league side, has passed away. I first saw the incident on X a couple of days ago that he was in an induced coma after sustaining a really terrible injury to the head, but I thought it was an accident. Only for me to come online today and I just saw Arsenal posted on their website he has passed away. It is really heartbreaking. He was an Arsenal hell and product, like I said earlier, but he signed just this previous summer. He signed to Chichester, and apparently he played in a game against Wingate on Saturday, and he collided with a concrete wall. Horrendous, I know, absolutely terrible to think about. He collided with a concrete wall, trying to keep the ball in. He was later put into a coma because the advice from medical professionals was that his chances of recovering were higher if he had surgery. And so he had surgery, but that didn't help because the extent of the injury was too much. My heart really goes out to his family, first of all, and to all the people who knew him, his mates, his teammates are hell and the people, his coaches, and all of that. But at 21, to die doing what you love, it's unthinkable. You don't want to think that, but it also brings to light, unfortunately, how underfunded the grassroots football and non-professional football, like non-league teams, what they go through and the reality of the pitches they play on and all of that. How is a brick wall so close to a pitch? Right? And I'm not trying to lay blame. I'm just saying the Football Federation, the EFL cannot do better, because this is unthinkable. A brick wall next to that means anything can happen, and this is the worst that could happen. And it's happened that a young man, not even at his prime year, has lost his life. And events like this leave a lasting impact. They leave a lasting mark that's not positive at all. So I know that EFL has money. There's a lot of money in pro football. Surely some of this money can somehow be channeled towards the non-league teams just to improve the standard and the condition of the sports they're playing. That's the least you could do. There should be a standard. There should be just regulatory standards that must be put in place. You can't, that is a proper health hazard. And this is what happens when that sort of thing is not curbed. But this young lad has passed away now, and nothing can bring him back. But I just thought it's important to talk about this. First of all, a couple of months we lost Diogo Jota. Jota's passing was mourned by the entire football world, and I think it's only right that a kid like this, who had biggest of dreams and they've been caught short so abruptly, he should be mourned as well. His name should be out there. People should know that this is the devastating thing that has happened to somebody's child, a 21-year-old. He died because he was playing the sports he loved. But clearly that sports didn't protect him. There shouldn't be a brick wall anywhere near any pitch that is in use. There shouldn't be. And the fact that that is still happening in this age, in 2025, in none other but England, I think that's just absolutely terrifying and heartbreaking. So if you have a platform and you love football, these are things we should talk about. These things should not exist. It's bad enough that they can incur injuries playing football, probably from a head injury, from heading the ball and all of that. But to actually have a proper hazard of that nature near the pitch, it's just, I don't know. I really don't know how that is allowed in this age and time. And so, as we mourn Billy Vigar, I hope that something will be done. These players go on to play for big teams someday. Without these little teams, football may someday go extinct, because as we all know, it's a physical sport. The best of players eventually retire. We've seen a lot of them retire in the previous years. Now, if there is no budding talent playing in the grassroots or playing in the smaller leagues, then what is going to happen to our sports? There's kids who play, who have dreams and who go on to play in the grassroots, hoping to have a chance to play for the bigger team someday, must be protected. And the only way to protect them is the least that can be done is to provide conducive and safe pitches for them. And a safe pitch cannot have a concrete wall to it. It's simply just unthinkable. So Saturday he was alive playing football, and today, Thursday, he's no more. I hope everyone feels these raw emotions that I feel, because it's sad, it's heartbreaking. And when I heard about the induced coma he was in, I did utter a prayer. I said, God, please let him be well. Let him come out of that coma. Let him be healed. Let him have his recovery. But that is not to be, because now he's passed away, he's died, and he's left behind a heartbroken family and friends who will never forget him, whose lives will never be the same again. A 21-year-old has died because a lack of the right condition to play the sports he loves. So EFL can't do better. Apparently his team is a non-league team, but something has to be done. There must be bodies that regulate even the non-league football, and there's so much money in sports. We know this is the biggest league in the world. Come on, something can be done. Well, I will pray for Billy Vigar that he rests in peace, and for comfort and healing for his family at this trying time. Those of you who have bigger voices, those of you who have bigger platforms, these are things that should be in mainstream media. These are things that should be talked about. Provision of safe pitches for grassroots teams should not be an option. It should be pivotal to the game being in existence at that level of football. So let's talk about it. These are conversations that should be had. This kind of things should not happen. Really, never should. They shouldn't happen, not in this age and time. I pray for his family. I pray for his teammates at Chichester and his teammates at Highland, and all those who coaches and managers. I hope that they find comfort and healing, and I pray that he does rest in peace. But we can do our bit by having this conversation, because they may just save a life or lives.